you're up against a situation right now. How would you describe the situation you're under?
There's a group of activists who've been going state to all the legislatures and trying to pass a ban on ivory. And once the president's executive order was modified last year, this ban started going state to state, to every state house, to ban any tooth of an animal, which is a sweeping generalization that will make anything illegal that's ivory, even if it's thousands of years old, millions of years old. You can have a dinosaur tooth and it would be considered illegal under this law. So it's gone down in 6 states where it's failed, but it'll probably just come back like a growth. You know, if it loses 1 year, they'll bring it back in the next year in the same form. So ideally, what has to happen is the law has to pass, but with a change in language that would allow certain ivories and antiques, and they can't just generalize and ban a whole material, regardless of age or where it came from. I mean, the fossil material that's been around for 20,000 years could suddenly be illegal in Massachusetts because you can trade legally all over the world. Most countries recognize fossil ivory as legal, but good old Massachusetts, it'll be banned. It'll put anyone in the business out of business.
Which means that you would have to close up?
I would have to close, as would probably a lot of basket shops that sell lightship baskets. I mean, it's going to affect a lot of people.
That's true. Can you understand why they're doing this?
Well, they think they can save the elephants by getting rid of all the people who deal in any kind of ivory. I think it's out of the fact that they can't tell the ivory apart. I think a little education, maybe showing the legislators how to tell different mammoth from walrus, from whale. They're very distinct ivories, and you know, if you know your stuff, you can tell it apart, but they don't want to, you know, they want the easy way out.
Yeah. Now, could it possibly be that they're trying to set a benchmark for the rest of the world? Where, you know, I don't think is it really that big of a problem in this country? No.
They stopped importing elephant ivory 26 years ago, and it's a small, insignificant amount. There maybe has been a few poachers that have smuggled ivory over the years, but
right.
The U.S. is just a tiny part of the problem.
Exactly.
And they stopped legally importing it years ago, and the several people have been arrested, and that shows that things are working. So why change it? But
where are we as far as legislation goes?
It's going state by state. It's in Connecticut, Rhode Island,
Vermont. Has it passed in any states?
It passed in New York and New Jersey, and they snuck it, you know, a year and a half ago before people knew it was happening. They passed the laws there. And a lot of what little ivory has been smuggled in usually came into the ports of New York and New Jersey. So,
okay.
You know.
What is it about the ivory trade and ivory itself? Is there anything else that comes close to carving on that? What is
years ago I switched from elephant ivory. I used fossil ivory because that was the politically correct thing to do, and you know, nothing died for it, at least not in several eons, and I thought that would be safe forever. But apparently they got their eye on that because they can't tell the difference. And it's the lack of education, knowing the difference between the materials, which has driven this.
Yeah. Well, does it affect your business anyway? I mean, even if it doesn't pass, are they making it so?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. How do you approach that? You know,
we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
we need people to get involved and contact their state representatives and state senators and let them know that you really don't want your lightship basket to be unsellable. You know, if you give it to your children, they can't resell it with this current legislation.
Is that what would happen? You would never be able to...
never be able to resell it, or if you wanted to donate it, there's no tax breaks. You know, it's poorly written and ill-conceived, and they have to change the language in it.
So that means that any scrimshaw piece that anyone has
Right.
they'd never be able to change hands with it unless
You could give it away.
you could give it away.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That would be it.
It's a terrible law.
Mm.
And it's hard to believe that it passed in 2 states, but hopefully it'll be defeated here, where they can change the wording.
Okay. Well, Mike,
You know?
I wish you all the best. You've been here so long, and
41 years.
how many?
41.
41. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Are there many? Does anybody else do some? I mean, obviously there are, but
There's 2 or 3
you're a
other
dedicated
Scrimshanders.
Scrimshander gallery
Right,
here,
right.
like downtown Nantucket.
There's
A
not many
craft
of us.
that-
Not many left.
No.
So that's why they figure the impact won't be that great, because there's not many people doing it. But there are here in Nantucket.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, Gino, have a good one.